Yeah. Breaking motherfucking news. If y'all don't remember, a few years back, they had a serial killing that went on the beach in Long Island, New York. Gilgo's Beach, right? It was a bunch of women that was on Craigslist posting ads, as prostitutes to make their uh, way of living, whatever they was doing in their life. They was posting on Craigslist to make money, and they was targeted by a vicious serial sick killer that was able to kill these women and leave no evidence. Like they say was in the motherfucking dog is gonna come to light. And they have a suspect, and he has been arrested. His name is Rex Herman, 59 years old, was arrested and charged with murder in these killings of the three of the Gilgo Four, a group of women whose remains were unearthed near Long Island's Gilgo Beach in 2010. And this motherfucker pleaded not guilty, right? But he also is a prime suspect in a 2007 disappearance in the killing of a fourth woman named Maureen Burns, according to prosecutors. Now, check this out, right? This man is an architect, and he had only one question when they locked his ass up. When they put the cuffs on him, you know what this motherfucker had? A nerve to ask the police? He asked them, is it in the news? So this is a case of a sick individual that's starving out for attention. So he wanted to take innocent lives, allegedly, because he hasn't been proven guilty yet. But you know and I know this motherfucker will be found guilty. But all he wanted to know was, is it in the news? That right there tell you that it's strong signs of guilt. Who wants to, if I've been accused of a crime that I didn't commit, who in the hell wants to say, is it in the news? That's somebody that's been seeking attention for this shit and didn't get it. So I guess he like, I got it now. Fuck it. I'll take it. Now, when they locked this motherfucker up, they found 200 to 300 guns in a walled off vault behind a locked metal door in this man's basement. You know what I'm saying? He had almost 300 guns. Now, this was the type of guns that he had in this fucking army selection. Pistols, revolvers, and semi-automatic rifles. They said that he was an avid hunter, but he had more guns than the police knew because he only registered 92 guns out of 300. See, when people are a motherfucking hunter and have expertise on that, those are the type of sick people that go out and commit these crimes that never get solved. Yeah, you think that this motherfucker's at the gun range practicing on how to kill the next deer or kill the next rabbit. Psych, action. This motherfucker is preparing to take people's lives and let it go unnoticed. So you think they out there practicing for an animal, and the whole time it's for me or you. Now, check it out now. Check it out. Now, they largely focus on forensics, but they was also looking for items that could be souvenirs from the killings. Things that, like appear to be hidden or kept in such a way that nobody wouldn't just pay attention. Now, one out of the place items that the investigator found was a doll that was found in the house, but not in the children's room. They also searched the storage unit that Herman kept in Amityville, Long Island. The attention garnered by the arrest and the execution of a number of search warrants prompts a deluge of new details. Now, they got information coming in from every which way now that these motherfuckers done found out. And guess what? They got phone evidence, and they also got DNA evidence that was found on one of the bodies. And his wife's DNA was found on two bodies. Now, the DNA was hers, different other shit, that they came in contact with and shit too. So they saying, in other words, one person comes into contact with a second person, who then comes in contact with a third person, or were they at the location, the family member occupied, whether it's a car or house. Now, the Gilgo Four are among 11 sets of human remains that was found in Long Island between 2010 and 2011. So these ain't all the women that were killed. This is just what the evidence that they have to catch this motherfucker right now. And I hope they bring his motherfucking ass to the center. Now, when they asked the investigators, could they connect him to more victims? They said, as we gather evidence, anything is possible. And guess what? Guess how they found some vital evidence that kind of led up to this? They found a pizza box, an old corner of a pizza box with some of his motherfucking DNA on there. It's how this shit struck up and led to all this shit that we talking about now. Now, they was investigating this motherfucker for a whole year before they locked his ass up. And the reason why they decided to lock him up is because they was watching him so close, he showed signs that he was about to kill somebody else. And they was like, we're going to stop this shit. You know what I'm saying? Now, they said, this motherfucker said it was an adrenaline rush. He said of the hearing arrest was finally happening. I knew that this person was a demon. The fact that we are able to bring some closure and some peace to the families, as well as take a violent person off of the street, is rewarding. Exactly. Because and if you look at this motherfucker, he look like a big, fat, sloppy Joe. Yeah, the type of guy that will sit in a restaurant, eat a sandwich with his chips, and be on his laptop. And you think he just a build-ass businessman that don't have a woman, don't have a life, doing business. The whole time, this motherfucker probably is on his laptop looking up potential victims to take lives. So stop thinking everybody that seems normal and happy-go-lucky and fit the description of somebody that goes to work and come home is an angel. Those, most of the time, are the serial killers. The motherfucker right there in your face that you laying eyes on. And people are so quick to judge people that look like they're crazy and look like they'll do something. And then the motherfucker that's really doing it is right up under your nose. Hey, don't judge a book by its cover. You might see a badass woman, big old booty, pretty titties, long hair, looking like she the best thing that can happen to you. And she can be the worst mistake of your motherfucking life. And you might see a woman that look like regular, plain Jane, look like she's struggling. Might be the best woman that could be in your life. So don't always judge people because it look good on the outside. You got to find out what's in the inside. You know? And see, I'm going to tell you something too. A lot of times when people get away with this sick type of shit and years go by, they get comfortable. That's why motherfuckers that be in jail doing time with other people that's about to get free tell about a crime they committed, and then that inmate go let the guards know, and they let the ward know, and then these people go solve a case that they've been trying to solve, and then the inmate that the serial killer told his business to, he get to go home free. People are not just snitching on the streets, they snitching in the cell, and they do it well. Now, the reason why I speak on this is to break this down and let you know. Now, he got so comfortable because time went by and he started loose living. Now, it was a woman who said she was in a networking group with her man. She told a CNN affiliate about a now hunting conversation. It was a conversation that raised red flags and made her feel nervous. Guess what she said? She said he asked her if she was familiar with the Gilgo Beach killings. And back then I would say, oh, he's just from the area. Maybe, he's just a local talking and wouldn't think of that and find it interesting. So, she kind of didn't think nothing of it. She said, but now I see it as a serial killer, kind of just putting it in somebody's face. Then she said he called her and left a voicemail in late February after she left the networking group for architects and designers they were both a part of. See what I'm saying? So, ain't no telling was she gonna be the next victim or what. But he sure was sending signs, like, let me bring this up. Let me see how she react. Let me see if she gonna say something. If she laugh at it, maybe I might take her life too. Ain't no telling what this motherfucker was planning on doing to this lady. It's just no telling, man. Ladies, be aware, be alert. Stop trusting these motherfuckers because they look like a doctor or a lawyer or an architect. It could be the next motherfucker that try something with you, baby. Now don't get it twisted. Now, he preyed on people who he thought, nobody cared about. Because people are always quick to look down on people because they selling pussy or selling drugs or selling dick or, doing something differently from what the average person doing. I always say, don't judge people. You never know what people's plan is. You never know what people's motives is. You never know what people going through. Everybody that do something that you want to do doesn't mean that they're a bad person or the worst person in the world. So he was praying on, and the way he did it was kind of smart because he went after girls that was on the internet. He probably looked at them and kind of looked and probably seen, oh, maybe they look like they got a drug problem or something like that. And he targeted them, basically looking at it like it's least resistant. These are less likely women that people would go the extra mile for to trying to find out if I did it versus a woman that's not on drugs, that he just targeted in normal life. He went on the internet and he got burner phones. He used prepaid burner phones for each woman that he called. So that was the determining factor of why they couldn't catch him right then. Because see, if you buy a prepaid phone out the store and use it and throw it away, it's kind of hard to track. It takes a while. They got to run the cameras back. They got to see when it was bought. And it's just a whole lot of work. And we all know police get lazy. They get tired. They give up. They quit. But thank God they didn't quit on this murder here. But just imagine how many other murders that's unsolved because of the laziness of the police department. Just think about it. It's a good day in America today. We getting closer to sick men that's fucking torturing and taking women's life.